Greetings. This is Mrs. One, the Zodiac Relationship Coach and Motivational Speaker. I would like to talk about the fruit of our labor. If you got children, let's talk about children first. Children at this present day have a problem with lip boxing. See, when we was growing up, we didn't have the right to lip box because it was disrespectful. And I hear my children say, well, I haven't heard them say, but people in the family have told me that they said. And then let me rephrase that. I have heard one of my daughters say, well, I just wanted to raise my children different than how we was raised because you was kind of strict with us and we didn't get to do all the things that we wanted to do. Like, for instance, go spend the night at a friend's house, go trick-or-treating, go to parties with their friends, And I said, well, you turned out okay. You turned out pretty good. All of y'all have turned out pretty good. I had some successful children, and go-getters, hustlers, always going grinding. I gave birth to those type of children. Them people, they're people. But like I told them, the reason, and you keep saying that you want to give your child what you didn't get to get. Well, all what you didn't get to get was materialistic, and to do what you want to do. Because when you a child, you think like a child. You want things, but an adult know what you need. When I was little, my father used to say to me, he used to say, listen, if I send you down to your cousin Cynthia house and Donna house get burnt down, if I hear that Donna house is on fire, I don't think you in Donna house because I sent you to Cynthia's. If you decide to leave Cynthia house, I think you need to notify me to tell me that you and Cynthia is getting ready to go to Donna's house now. So now I know you're not at Cynthia's anymore. So if I come looking for you, you are not missing because you told me where you were going. And I understood that at a young age. Now I overstand it. So I stress that with my children. I said, hey, I don't give a fuck who come to my door. If I don't tell you that they allowed to come in, you better not open the door for them. I said, if it's not Jesus Christ at the other side of that door, and you ain't got to open it for Jesus because he going to walk straight in. So, in saying that, don't open the door for nobody because you don't know if I want them in our house. Look at the fruit of your labor. I hear my children say to their children things that I said to them, but they don't want to raise them like I did. Wow. It's mighty funny that I get more respect out of their children than they do. I instilled it in my grandchildren. If I ask you to do something, just do it. If I say pick the paper up, I don't want to know who dropped it. And I don't want to know that you didn't drop it. All I said was pick the paper up. If I ask you a question, then I expect for you to answer. But if I ask you to do something, I expect for you to do. Look at the fruit of your labor, people. You wonder why your children, even at a grown age, lip box with you. Because you allowed them to do it when they was younger. I told my children, I don't care how grown you get. We ain't gonna have the lip boxing. If me and you talking and I know that you an adult and I know that you have your own children, but at the end of the day, I'm still a mother. I'm gonna be a mother to the day I die. I'm gonna still be a mother after I die because they're gonna speak on their mother. I just won't be a present mother. But I'm never going to stop being a mother. And since y'all gave me grandchildren, I'm going to be a grandmother, which I call my grandchildren call me Mama. And it's funny because they know that Mama got an attitude too at times. Where did you get it from? Mama. How did you get it from Mama? Because Mama gave birth to your parent, and your parent took my DNA, and they got an attitude problem at times too. I can go from 0 to 100. I choose not to. It's nothing nice, because once I get to 75, I'm pretty much gone. Now I'm ready to, now I'm targeted. I'm targeting now. So look at the fruit of your labor, people. Know who you dealing with when you dealing with them. Be as though it's your child. Get to know your child. Don't expect your child to be like you. This is the main thing that I hear from parents that I have workshops with. They say, oh, they ain't nothing like me. No, they're not, because they're not you. They're a piece of you, but they're not you. So don't expect your child to do what you used to do, or think like you used to think, or like you think. They're their own individual. So therefore, they think how they like to think, and they do the things that they like to do. All your job is to show them how to do it right, or a better way. Because what fits for you may not fit for them. Look at the fruit of your labor. The way you allow them to grow up, it takes years. If you allowed a child from 0 to 10 to cut up, to get their way, to throw tantrums, it took 10 years to get that. So now at 11, you like, oh, I'm done with this. You're going to stop having tantrums. You can't do this. You're not getting your way. I'm taking this from you. I'm doing all of this. And all this time, you created that attitude. And you expect for them to go to bed and wake up and not be that way. It don't work that way, people. Stop allowing these children to disrespect you from 0 to 6, 0 to 10. First of all, 1 is knowledge. They are acknowledging what they can and cannot do. At 2 is wisdom. They don't have the wisdom at 1 to know why they can't do it. They just know every time they do it, they're being told no, or stop, or put that back. But they're not wise enough to know why you're saying that. So if you start at 1 to start implementing a better train of thought, and the do's and the don'ts and the rights and the wrongs, then when they get 10, they're going to respect you. They're the fruit of your labor. If you plant weeds in their mind, you will get weed results, or fruitless results. I can't stand to hear somebody say, oh, my children spoil. I give them everything. Well, if you look up the definition of spoil, that means it's no good. So I'm never going to say that my children is spoiled. No, they may get a lot of things that they probably deserve and don't deserve, but they're never spoiled, because you don't want to be something of no use. Look at the fruit of your labor. We sit around every day and try to, oh, I'm not going to let my children. If your life wasn't fucked up as a child, stop saying that you ain't going to let your children be raised like that. If you wasn't being raped, pedophiled upon, beaten, abused, left without food, homeless, stop saying you're not going to raise your children the way you were raised. If you wasn't being if your parents wasn't showing you love, then I can see that you're gonna show your child more love. And it's not that you're and sometimes you gotta understand that you're not your parents. So of course you're not gonna raise your children like your parents raised you, because you are an individual. You may implement or mimic what some of the things that your parents did, but you're not your parent. I don't expect my daughters to react or raise their children like me, even though they're Pisces like me. I don't expect for them to do everything that I did, because my birthday is a totally different day from them. I was raised in a totally different era from them. So therefore, no, I don't expect for them to raise their children the way I raised them, but I know that the basics of how they were raised, they're going to implement it. Like I told them when they were young, why would I let you go spend a night over your friend's house? I don't know how their parents get down. I don't know what their parents would allow them to do and what their parents won't allow them to do. I don't know this. And even though a person may tell me that they don't, oh, I don't allow my children to do this, that don't, no. And we ain't cool. Me and their parent ain't friends. So I know I'm letting you go to a total stranger's house. No. No, I'm not doing it. Watch your children, people. Your little girls that want to go spend the night over her girlfriend's house, they got a brother. Watch that. Watch that. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but don't even give it an opportunity to happen. Watch the fruit of your labor. Ladies, these dudes that you dating, you need to get to know him first before he get to know your children. He don't even supposed to get to know them until you know him. I'm talking about know him, not just 2 weeks y'all been dating. Now you think you know him. No, because that's the same nigga that you got a 17-year-old looking at her. I'm not saying your daughter would do nothing or nothing, but she's a female. Read between the lines. If he say she gonna grow up to look just like you, okay, it's a red flag, nigga. Don't say that. Men, watch what you say. And even though it's not your biological daughter, it's a woman who you're dating daughter. So don't look at her as another female. Look at her as a child of the woman who you are dating. The reason why I topped on this subject right here is because I heard some things that some guys that I was affiliated with did with the females that they were dating daughters. I don't care if she was the initiator. You still should have been man enough. And that's when I go back to say, just because you become of age don't make you a man. Because a man would have known, I don't care what you saying, little girl. Mentally, you are a little girl. And you deceiving because this is your mother that I'm dating. But opposite attract, male, female. It's about how you discipline yourself. Look at the fruit of your labor. If you know that you gave birth to a promiscuous child, then you raise her accordingly. You can't take away what you gave birth to, what God created her to be, but you can direct it and continue to redirect it so that she would know the right way to use what God gave her. We all was given a talent. And this is why a lot of people is not successful, because the talent that God gave us, the gifts, that's what I call them, we choose to do the opposite and make our life harder. Like, for instance, you can cook. You have never been to culinary art school. You have never took any classes on cooking, but you can cook your ass off. And you out somewhere trying to be a brick mason. What? Why you ain't opening up a restaurant? You an artist. And you out stealing. and doing everything under the sun, selling drugs and everything. As soon as you go to jail, you create a portfolio of your art. Wasted talent. God gave all of us a gift. We got several gifts that God gave us. I'm good with my hands. I'm good speaking, communicating with people. Communication is the best thing in life because what you don't know, you won't know. What you block out, you miss. So you got to pay attention. Look at the fruit of your labor. Why you keep having to switch job from job from job? Because that's not what God gave you or chose for you to do. You're going against the grain. I hear people congratulate each other on 20 years of being at a company, 30 years of being at a company. I look at that as if I'm going to be somewhere for 35 years at the same company, on my 35th anniversary, on my 5th anniversary, I bet not be in the same position I was in when I started 5 years ago. I can't see no growth out of that. I have to master. If I came in as the server, by the time it's all said and done, I'm pretty much the manager of that. I'm the corporate manager of it. I can't stay in one position. I can't stay there. So if you're not escalating with the place or relationship that you have been in for all these years, then you just wasted time. You just showed that you was dedicated and you can complete something because you didn't want but you didn't go no further. You didn't make no effort to go no further. In relationships, for instance, I'm not gonna be with somebody for 50 years and our life feel like the same day that it started. No, I need something to talk about. I need something to share. I need to find, like for instance, okay, here you go. Here's something you can talk about. You've been with a guy for 25 years, and it was times that he didn't call you 25 times because you didn't answer the phone. He was working for it. Because if you can get a guy to call you 3 times in a row or more, you got his attention. Not saying that you go do this, ladies, but I'm just saying he's working for it. He feels that you're worth calling all those times. Unless you got a possessive, controlling guy who calls you all those times just to check on you and you answering because you're scared. You get what you go out for. Do unto others as others do unto you. Look at the fruit of your labor. The fruit of your labor could be many things. It could be your children. It could be your job. It could be your relationship. What you put in, you get out. Ladies, you meet a guy. He dating somebody. He in a relationship with somebody. And y'all cheating. Y'all sneaking and going places. Y'all all out at the bar. And you know he got a situation. He cheating on her. She finds out, she leave him, and now he's your dude now. What make you think he not gonna cheat on you? That's how you met him. He think you a cheater. Because you was cheating with him. And it's really a killer when you got a dude and he got a woman, and y'all both cheating on y'all significant others, y'all relation. So when y'all decide to say, hey, we're going to be together, sometime, I'm not saying all the time, because sometimes y'all have committed, this is what y'all wanted to do, and y'all both said, we ain't going to come in with no bullshit, we're going to do this the right way, and it works. But majority of the time, you get how you came in. Look at the fruit of your labor. You wonder why you ain't making more than what you want to make, because you ain't putting in more than you putting in. Les Brown says something. To be successful, you have to do what others won't do when you get a job. You have to show your worth. Why go somewhere if you not, you're not a worth to them. I know it's another word for it, but if you're not somebody that they willing to keep when you leave, it means nothing. Nothing. You have to have some type of impact in whatever you do, with a relationship, with your job, with your children. Because if you don't, these people will go seek for it. They will go seek for it. They will go find what they don't have with you. So look at the fruit of your labor. Remember, what you put in is what you get out. I wanted to be a good mom. I'm not the best mom, but I wanted to be a good mom. I wanted to be a leader to my children. I wanted to be an example to my children. I didn't want to be their boss. Like I told them, when I ask you to do something and you don't do it, that's when it escalates to me telling you to do it. Now you don't have a choice. Because you choose to do it your way, and you only been here 9 years, or you only been here 10 years. Your brain is only 10 years old. So how is you going to tell me how it's going to work unless there's some new shit that just came up when you were born? Like the computer. When the computer first came out, I instantly put my children in a computer tech school. Because I knew that this is something that came about in their era. So they were going to teach me about this computer. And they did. I didn't just have children for them just to be here. God put them in my life for a reason. And I'm grateful that he put them in my life at a young age, because I had the opportunity to grow up and raise them and be raised at the same time. I never was the mother for child support. Never. You know why? Because I made the choice. So therefore, I'm going to put it like this. If I'm in a relationship with a guy and we got children, and you don't feel that you're capable of being the dad or the father to further them in their life, then I'm going to exclude you. You will not poison my child's mindset. I will raise them. You can pitch in if you choose to, but you're not going to be fruitless with the fruit of my labor. They're not going to be over here mentally abused because you don't have nothing to offer their book, which is their mind. I create. So therefore, I made footprints, and I needed them to follow. I never looked at myself as being the boss of them, because that is not, nobody's the boss of me. God is the boss of me. Look at the percentage. You only have 50% of your life in your hand, because the other 50% belong to God. And if you think if I don't know what I'm talking about, then stop your heart and come back. Stop your heart and tell me that you did it and you came back. You don't have control of that. So that's your 50% that you don't have control of. So how is you giving your other percentage to somebody else? How is you letting somebody control your life, your thinking, your ways of action, how you think, how you live, what you wear? I had a dude tell me he got mad at me because I didn't want to order something to drink like liquor or wine, and I ordered a Sprite, and he was talking about, you drink like a kid. What are you talking about? I'm drinking like I want to. I don't have to be drunk. I don't have to drink nothing because you want to have a drink. Drink then. If you think drinking alcohol is an adult way of drinking, then you go have at it. But I'm going to drink my Sprite, and I'm going to mind my business. And if you mad, then guess what? You could take me home, drink all the liquor you want, and I'm going to have my Sprite and be okay and happy, because at the end of the day, I have control of what I consume in my body. If I ask you not to smoke cigarettes around me, then that means that I'm in control of my health. The Surgeon General telling you it's bad for you. People telling you it's bad for you, for me, from the second hand. But I don't like the way it smells. I don't need nobody to tell me it ain't healthy, because if it's not healthy for you, if it's in the air, it's messing with my lungs too. I'm in control of the fruit of my labor. What I want in a relationship, I give. If it's not giving back, I go. That's just the bottom line. People, look at the fruit of your labor. If you till your garden with dirty clay, you get no lifeline out of it. But if you put you some fruit in some soil, you will produce ripe fruit. This is Mrs. One, the Zodiac Relationship Coach and Motivational Speaker. I hope everyone have a blessed day. Until the next time we take time out for you to listen and me to speak to you, I wish you the best. Peace.